Spanish had a huge influence on the Filipino culture. The Philippines was named after King Philip II of Spain. With more than 300 years of Spanish rule, it's no surprise that there are many Filipino customs, traditions, and cultural norms that can be traced back to the Spanish. One of the gifts Filipino will always be thankful to the Spanish is the Catholic religion. The Philippines is the only predominantly Christian nation in Asia, the very reason why most Filipino families have strong religious upbringing. That brings us today to Father Aris, whose family's strong Catholic upbringing had contributed to him becoming a priest. One grandfather, who was a doctor of medicine, became a priest, Father Crispin Ruiz. Two uncles who were monsignors of the Diocese of Bacolod, Monsignor Isidro Dormido and Monsignor Manuel Dormido. Two aunts who were Augustinian nuns, Sister Caridad and Sister Victoria, and another cousin, Father Humbert Tumbos, also a diocesan priest. How could he refuse the calling of a religious life? He started in a Catholic school in grade school, the Augustinian-run La Consolacion College. He went to Sacred Heart Seminary in high school. After high school in the seminary, he thought of taking a different course for college outside the seminary. So he took the qualifying exams in a maritime school, a walking distance from home. The offer was tempting for college. Scholarship with free tuition and free miscellaneous expenses, plus a guaranteed employment after graduation, if he made it to the top 10 of successful examinees and had to maintain high grades. He wanted to travel and see the world, and what better course to take than being a merchant marine or a nautical engineer. He saw his relatives and neighbors with good jobs and better lives working as ship captains and merchant marines. They traveled and saw the world for free. He waited for the results of the qualifying exams from the Maritime Academy, but a divine comedy happened in his life. His name was nowhere to be found when he went to check on the results of the exams he took. He was very disappointed not seeing his name in the successful examinees from the Maritime School, and since classes were about to start, he went back to the seminary and enrolled for his college courses. A surprise call came when he was back in the seminary and had started college already. Someone from the Maritime School called and asked why he was not enrolled with them when he was in the top 10 of successful examinees. He told them he never saw his name when he checked the results of the exams. Thus, he was back in the seminary. They were unable to reach him to notify him until that time to tell him that he made it for the scholarship in the Maritime School. But it was already too late because he was already enrolled in college, back in the seminary, and classes had started. There was no turning back, and the rest was history. He was ordained a diocesan priest on March 22, 1983, by the late Bishop Antonio Fortich in his parish church, St. John Nepomuceno Church in Sumag, Bacolod City, Philippines. After his ordination, he was assigned in different parishes in the Diocese of Bacolod from 1983 to 1999. He was very active and an efficient priest in community organizations, and being a young priest, he was very energetic and successful with church organizations in every parish he was assigned. a down-to-earth and dedicated priest with a charismatic and friendly personality. He was loved by all and became very popular with his parishioners. He also became the economist treasurer of the Diocese of Bacolod under Bishop Camilo Gregorio that gave him a chance of meeting up with Saint Pope John Paul II in Rome in October 1996 during the Ad Limina visit. In 1999, Father Rick de la Peña, also from the Diocese of Bacolod, who was assigned as the parochial vicar at St. Mary Mother of the Church in Fishkill, New York, decided to be incardinated to the Archdiocese of New York and had to be reassigned in another parish. Monsignor Joseph Martin, the pastor of St. Mary at that time, wrote to Monsignor Gregorio if they can get another priest to help them. At that time, Father Aris was in the U.S. on vacation, so Monsignor Gregorio referred him, and he interviewed with Monsignor Martin. He was parochial vicar of St. Mary Mother of the Church, Fishkill, New York, from 1999 to 2001. This was not the first time that he worked in the U.S. He had already a previous experience working as a visiting priest in the summer of 1991 in St. Anthony Church, Nanuet, New York. During his silver sacerdotal anniversary in 2008, Monsignor Martin made mention that Father Aris was a good and successful priest in the Philippines, but he ended up in prison in the U.S. That was because in 2001, he was assigned to the New York State Department of Corrections as chaplain beginning at Beacon Correctional Facility, then Fishkill Correctional Facility. From 2008 to the present, he is the chaplain at the Downstate Correctional Facility in Fishkill, New York. While he was working in the prison ministry, he was also in charge of celebrating Sunday Masses for the parishioners of St. John the Baptist Church in Poughkeepsie, New York from 2002 until 2007, when the Archdiocese of New York decided to close the church to merge with another parish. While living in the Hudson Valley region, his longing for home and his Filipino ancestry and roots remained with him. He met a lot of Filipino families in the neighborhood and saw the Hudson Valley Filipino American community was organized in 2004 with Father Aris as the spiritual director. It was founded for the purpose of bringing together Filipinos from all over the Hudson Valley region to promote and celebrate Filipino culture with everyone. The group have a monthly mass every third Sunday of the month at 4 p.m. here at Holy Trinity Church. Perhaps the greatest challenge of his personal life and priesthood happened in 2008. 6 months after celebrating his silver sacerdotal anniversary on September 8, 2008, the birthday of the Blessed Virgin Mary, his great-grandniece, still a teenager, delivered a baby boy whom Father Aris welcomed with open arms and decided to adopt despite the ifs and the buts. The baby boy was named Arthur Samuel in honor of his great-grandfather. He nicknamed the boy Mowgli after the boy who grew up with the animals in the forest in the story The Jungle Book by Rudyard Kipling. He is the legal guardian of Mowgli, his great-grandnephew, the 9-year-old boy who came from the Philippines to be with us today and celebrate this joyous occasion. Father Aris is also known as the Tree Protector. When he goes home to the Philippines, aside from spending time with Mowgli, he stays in his forest. He is the man behind Mowgli's Eco Park in Kilometer 53, Cadiawan, Salvador Benedicto Town in Negros Island, Philippines. His love for the environment is overwhelming. He envisioned and dreamt of growing his own forest, which became a reality after 18 years. He started his new forest in the year 2000, and after 18 years, we see the labors of his love and dedication to the environment. When he bought the land in 1999, it was barren. The ravage of deforestation and the kaingin system to the areas left that land empty and bare. Now, we view the place planted with matured acacia mangium trees, standing proud and tall. In fact, it had stood the ravages of the storms that passed the previous years. He was also able to help the local folks do the honest job of helping themselves do better and encourage everyone to contribute to our balanced ecology and environment protection.
Hello everyone, I'm Father Greg Neri from the Diocese of Bacolod, and I would like to greet Father Aris on his 35th sacerdotal anniversary. I particularly choose this place or this church because this church is very close to his heart. This church is the church that you were ordained 35 years ago. And this is the San Juan Nepomuceno Church. And so, again, Father Aris, happy 35th sacerdotal anniversary. And I would like also to express my sincerest and deepest gratitude for all your support and help given me since I was ordained also as a priest, and to that even up to the time that you helped me also to come to the U.S. Now I'm happily back here in our diocese, and I hope and I also pray that you will follow soon. So Father Aris, happy 35th sacerdotal anniversary, and thank you very much.
Migo Aris. Kumusta ka na da? Migo, nakita ko ito, imo palang invitation. Sabi ko, wow, grabe ka na, hindi ka na madabot. Ama ako nung gaagbay to sa imo, si Cardinal Dolan of New York. Kami pang local lang kami, amigo, global na yung imo, no? So I'm so happy you are my friend. I'm so happy for your generosity, your kindness. Sang kaupot pa tanay, no? It was all fun, and you have been not only a big brother, because today maybe I'm bigger than you are, but I'm so grateful to the Lord that you are there and we're here, and yet you always connect with us. So as you celebrate your 35th sacerdotal anniversary, have all my prayers for you, and thank you because you're part also of my election to the episcopacy. Kag I just feel so great. Kag ang imo man balang mga utod, no? They're so kind to me. When I go to some marami din ko. So continue the spirit, especially the joy of being a priest. I think ang ginagkailangan, because the world is no longer full of joy. So basta may time ka pa kay Pope Francis, yan naman invite mo. Tapos ka na kay Cardinal Dolan. Okay, thank you. Congratulations.
Today, as we come together to celebrate the 35 years in the priesthood of our very own Father Aris, we come together to celebrate this day of thanksgiving. We remember the start of Christianity in the Philippines, which happened in 1521. We are thankful to be witnesses of this day when one of our own is in the service ministry of the Lord. We are also called to be the new evangelizers, to do our share in spreading the gospel as we are nearing the Jubilee of Christianity in the Philippines. To each and every one of us present, we are being challenged. What can we do to continue that Christian faith instilled in our hearts and minds to be the new evangelizers? Each of us has a role to play. The young and the millennials are called the evangelizers of the new continent, the internet continent. So today, we are also called to do our share. The challenge is upon us as we come close to the 5th centenary of Christianity in the Philippines. Our ancestors have accepted the cross, and we benefited from that faith. It's high time that we do our part. We thank Father Aris for sharing his priesthood with us, and we say, Mabuhay ka, Father Aris. You are really a priest in the order of Melchizedek.